Yeah, viewers all over the world. For some of you that are seeing me for the first time, Ogbuefi Ezeana ugochitubelu na Oraifite ma ọ bụ aka ji ugo. Abụ m onye isi nchụaja na ugochitubelu ọdịnala temple. Anyị na-agba afa mine emi n'okwazi ọrụ mmụọ dị iche iche. Abụgazi m onye isi nchụaja na ọdịnala Restoration Evangelical Mission, bụrụ onye mgbasa ozi ọdịnala Igbo. So you can call me a priest or ọdịnala evangelist, I will answer. My mission is to help people live better life. N'ụbọchị taa n'oge awa nke eziokwu, isiokwu anyị ji wee bịa bụ more you should know about reincarnation part 2. I want to give a part 1. I can try again. Yes. Yeah, be sure why. I went now what you don't know remains a mystery to you. Now reincarnation is real. And now no ever for the first time. Now allocated time given to every human being here on earth depends on the assignment given to you, the purpose we are here. Yes, why you should live your life fulfilled now as you are living is because you are not permitted to know if this particular earth life is your last time. So this life you are living, live a fulfilled life in order to make an impact. Now, the purpose why man was created. Yes. Here na chekwa gị bụ n'inediri ịma na obi bịara ebe a for a purpose. And reincarnation is real. Ma ọ bụrụ na imezubere ihe eji maka ya wee site gị. Mana marakwa na limited time enyere gị for reincarnation is not infinite. O nwere nkwụsị. And ihe Chineke ji wee sunarị mmadụ bụ na you are not permitted to know if this one you are living now is the last one. I will explain to you maka ajụjụ ntụ ndị mmadụ na-ajụ. Kedu ihe kpatara ọ bụ na reincarnation is real? Kedu ihe kpatara na ha agbara who they were or where they were born in the previous earth life? I will explain those things in details. If you pay attention to me today, you will learn something that's very unique. Yes. Now, before we dive into today's lecture, HFNA, now in the month of August, our group ritual for the month is still ongoing. You can join us anywhere you are all over the world. Makanike Chukuzun Badum. This auto to go in my temple, Chuaja, call for Kubiokuni Sindri, the friends of the temple, the children of the temple, members of the Restoration Evangelical Mission and consecrated group. Yes, I am again. Ito akaghị ga-achụgodo onye mbaja n'ụlọ ụbọchị ikpeazụ nke ọnwa anyị ga-eje na mmiri nyepe ihe ọma n'aha mmadụ dum jeje na temple chụọ aja to entities of powers jee n'ebe nchụ aja gbuo ebudo ma maka aja saraka nwanne chụọkwa aja maka na aja karịrị ọgwụ. Yes, ọ bụrụ na ịdị interested n'iso anyị na monthly ritual anyị bidoro ihe karịgoro 3 years now. We have massive testimonies. Ọ bụrụ chọrọ iso anyị ihe ga-eme chat me on WhatsApp 08057837672 or 08138243871. Nine on screen, you have numbers in that. Now, another announcement before we dive into today's lecture. I want to child of the temple. Now, our annual festival for the year is coming on 16th September. Then, Manakwa this year was special festival. Makana this year, the 16th tag, I lay a foundation for the consecrated place of Chukwuoke Premi Henine. After I know our child of the temple, yeah, contribute his or her own quota towards making it this year's festival a huge success, whatever you can afford. Chat me on WhatsApp. Remember, WhatsApp number is Diana screen have these numbers. Now let's dive into today's lecture. Let's I'm adding long, but if you pay attention, you learn a lot. Get a guy in the back here. I could more you should know about reincarnation. I want a reincarnation bo mado. Here the mother. Can digress here so can that watch go part 1. Now I want to know why. We are in recent time we are not permitted to live our earth life as a single term. In olden days, you will see here that no one did not have 900 years, for over 1,000 years. Now, but in recent time, the allocated time that was given to you will be split into parts. Example, you can come now stay 120 years, come another one stay 100, come another one stay 8, come another one stay 40. But the accumulation of all the time allocated to you will put together. At the last time of that allocated time given to you, if you refuses to mature and become a better human being, you will be totally annihilated. Your name will be expunged from the book of life. Onya bụ ọnwụ nke ebighị ebi, ọnwụ ugwu ugboro na abụọ ahụ ị na-anụ na Bible. Mana ọ bụrụ na o nwere ebe enwere lake of fire, no. But allocated time given to you will be, once he elapses, the total judgment sets in. Upon he live a life worthy of emulation, he join Yano to the chair. Yes, worthy ancestors. But at the end of the time allocated to you, if you fail woefully, then you face the total damnation on Webby. Yes, and the greatest when your name is expunged from the book of life as a human spirit, then you face other downgradation. Yes, you will be downgraded. In other time, other ways, you will be totally annihilated. Totally. I'm going to get about that part one again. Now, here to make a while more. Why, if reincarnation is real, I can tell you, in part one, I go to so many places in the Bible where you can hear where the issue of reincarnation was mentioned. And even Jesus did not contaminate it. Nowhere in the Bible where Jesus contaminated the word here was reincarnation. Instead, he acknowledged the fact name was reincarnation. Now, even the Jew in their own Ogbuefi, now a prophet of the old can reincarnate back. Yes. So human being can reincarnate back. In already teacher. I don't know when I didn't do a manner. You know what it means? Babatunde means now my father, my late father has come back. Di bona bakuya nafa. For Nnamode, maọbụ nna abịa. Ịghọtara ya? Na bayi nwere ndị onye mma na-aza nna abịa. Ịghọtara ya? Maọbụ Nnamdi. Maka na enwere ike amụọ nwa sị nọ nne ya maọbụ nna nne ya bịachara onye asị o na Nnamdi ọba ya nna m. Ụfọdụ aba nna m abịa. Ntị ọ dị. So ndị Igbo kwenyere, Igbo spirituality kwenyere na full time reincarnation. Mana achọghị ka m nwere opportunity a wee zaa ajụjụ ọtụtụ ndị mmadụ na-ajụ. Ọ bụrụ na reincarnation dị, ọtụtụ ndị na-eme argue. Yes, abịa m ka m kọwara ụnụ ya ka o doo n'anya. Ụfọdụ na-ajụ ọ bụrụ na reincarnation dị, can somebody know who he or she was in his previous life? The answer is this. Only a few individuals, mystics, that are permitted to know who they were in the previous life. Some are great high priests in the previous life, some are mystics, some are great divians, some are this or that in their previous life. And few individuals was permitted to know their origin, where they came from, and the purpose why we are here on earth. And some are permitted to know who they were in their previous life, whether they are king or they are servants. Yes. But what you don't know remains a mystery to you and not to all. Yes, I keep telling you in my previous lectures to strive for knowledge. That if you are knowledgeable, a master, if you lack knowledge, you remain a slave. That you are a slave today is because you lack the knowledge of how things work in creation, therefore making you a novice in the scheme of things. Now let me tell you what you need to know concerning spirituality. Whether reincarnation is real, I can tell you verbatim that reincarnation is real. Yes. Let me tell you, some people are asking why is it that they don't know. You don't know because you are not permitted to know. For your own benefit. Because most of you, if you are permitted to know who you are, some of you will have a few years with ego. Maybe in their previous life, you are permitted to know that you are an ancient priest. Sometimes some of you will have your ego. You understand? And by hanging your ego, you will not be able to learn the lesson and the benefit from why you are here on earth. That you are here on earth at this particular time is for a reason. You are here on earth is for a reason. And whatever that is, you are not here on earth. And if you are in the previous earth life, you are a king. Yes, but in this present earth life, you are a servant. It's for a reason. And when you actually learn from this earth life is to learn the servant attitude. To have the humble beginning in order to learn the humble aspect of life. Maybe your previous earth life, you were a rich man. You was a rich man, or you came from a family of the rich. But you don't understand what the poor people are passing through. So in this earth life, you were permitted to experience the life of a poor people, for life of a poor man, in order to understand what the poor people are passing through. So it's a privilege. Sometimes you are the one that requested it. Sometimes the forces of nature program it that way, that in their previous earth life that you experience richness, that this particular one you should experience the lowest ebbs, the poverty, so that you will be able to understand the high and might, so that you will be able to understand the middle class and even the broke people. You understand? It's for your own maturity. In this life you are seeing, that is how nature structured it. It might be today, in this present life, you become a popular scholar, maybe a professor. In your next life, you become a student. But those experiences you have in your previous life will still have a way to play. Let me give you an example. Somebody that is a professor in the previous life or Kamota. Now, having gathered so many experiences in the previous life, if he comes in this present life and it happens that he should not be a professor, maybe he should be a student, you find out that that person is very knowledgeable. Whenever you dive into the field where the person is an expert, the person will have depth knowledge. Example, if somebody is a dibia or a spiritualist in the previous life, and the present earth life is not a dibia, believe in me, the person will have in-depth knowledge because of what he have experienced in the previous earth life. That is why we're looking for somebody who an academic. Okay, in the previous earth life is an academia. He's very a scholar, a professor, or whatever. But in this present earth life, he's not. But whenever you are discussing the issue of maybe the area of specialization in the earth life, he will have in-depth knowledge. You will be marveled. He will say, how can you know all those things? You know too much. It's because what he grabs from the previous earth life still have reflection on his mind. And it's called him the core spirit. That's what is reflecting. That's why the person is so vast in that particular area. If you see somebody that is a high priest in the previous earth life, if he's explaining so many things in the present earth life, you will be marveled. The in-depth knowledge is because of who he was in the previous earth life that is reflecting in his depth knowledge now. You might not understand it because maybe you have not gone deep into spirituality. Let me tell you on that thing. So I will tell you, let me tell you that you're a professor in the previous earth life. Remember, the knowledge of professorship and whatever is stored in your intellect, the frontal brain. And remember, the frontal brain is the part of your body. When the two things that made you is the spiritual you and the physical you. When the spiritual you left, the physical you decay, and that the physical you is the one they put under 6 feet. Now, the brain is part of that your physical you. The academic knowledge you have as a professor is on that their body, and they will all go decay. Understand? So the only thing that benefited the spirit is the imprint of that academic knowledge or spiritual knowledge or whatever knowledge you have that made you who you are. That have imprint in your spiritual you is what impacted on their spiritual you that went back. When time to reincarnate again, you have spiritual you will take another body different from that particular body that housed the academic knowledge as a professor. So that is why you will not understand what happened that time you as a professor. Example, if you are wearing a cloth with a pocket and you put maybe a memory card in it, then tomorrow you went home and change another cloth and left that one you wear yesterday. the memory card there. Today, own. If you are wearing clothes, if they ask you to bring that memory card, you cannot, because the memory card is in your old clothes, the one you wore yesterday. So the same thing. So the memory of who you wear, we are left with the old body, the old clothes, because the body is like a cloth to the spirit. That is thing. It's like a phone. You having a phone, you have a memory card on the phone. Once you remove the phone, the memory card from the phone is still there, but the storage of the memory card will be no more. So our body is part of us, but not us in totality, because when you pass on, you spiritual, you go back to the spiritual realm, waiting for another allocated time to reincarnate, while the physical you decay. So the physical you is the one that housing the memory card, housing the earthly academics qualification and earthly knowledge. It's only the imprint of that knowledge you do over time that is impacted in your spirit. Example, if you are somebody that always so religious, those spirituality that are teaching you will have imprint in your soul, the way you see it life. So even when the body is gone, the impact of that knowledge you experience will still be in your soul. So I hope I have answered for those, some of you that will always ask me, why is it that if reincarnation is real, why is it that they are not remembering who they were? You are not remembering who you were in the previous earth life, because the knowledge of who you were is stored in your body, their intellect, and that intellect have gone 6 feet below. So you are coming reincarnating with the flesh body, with the fresh brain. Ka nkwụsị ebe inwezi ajụjụ na nkụzi a, ejụọ m na WhatsApp. I can say have part 3 if need be, based on ajụjụ. Now, ajụjụ echi nweta m na WhatsApp, remember 080578376672 or 0813-8243-443-871. Now I'm asking you for these numbers. Let us pray. Ekwem na Chineke. Ekwem na ọ dị ihe siri m ike ke Chineke na-apụghị izi m ụzọ m ga-esi lụwo ya, n'ihi na ọ mazuru ihe niile. Obi m siri ike na Chineke emeworo m ya. Ya gazie. May the blessing of Ogbuefi Ezeana be with you all. May you be protected. May you be favored. May you be blessed. May the work of your hands begin to yield fruit. Go, shine, and dominate.